This next song was a story told by my grandpa Buck. He was my mother's father, and the story was about his son-in-law, my dad, Jake. It was about Jake's battle with whiskey and the man beyond the battle. In the middle of the mighty San Joaquin, hottest day I'd ever seen. That's the place of this story you will hear, just outside Delano, 100 feet in the air. He was an Oklahoma Indian who could work the high steel, but old Johnny Walker always made a better deal. We'd been offered some business working on a water tower. We didn't think a thing about it, we made 50 cents an hour. So it was off to Delano in a 34 Ford. In the early morning darkness, I rode the running board. It is 5 in the morning, just at first light, when first I saw the tower. Lord, what a sight. The boss said the Southern Planks had lost the battle with the sun. He'd be back in 12 hours. He didn't think we could get it done. So this Oklahoma Indian who could work the high steel, he started setting ropes and pulleys while I watched the field. We were both on the tower just as the sun got hot. Jake rigged some tackle to haul the lumber to the top. Buck, stay on these braces when you haul a heavy load. These planks on this catwalk, they're awful weak and old. Then when I was kneeling, sorting out some copper nails, I saw Jake walk away, leaning on the rail. So I got up and I followed, just worried about the man. Found him there in the shadows with a bottle in his hand. He said, Buck, we gotta finish in this hot San Joaquin sun. I gotta keep my hands from shaking till we get it done. Well, I gave him my opinion of what that bottle had done, put it in his pocket, turned and walked back into the sun. Buck, you know I told you to stay off those rotten planks, Jake said with a shaky voice. I just said thanks. Then we grabbed some lumber, heaviest we'd hauled all day. I knew I couldn't lift it from the place where I should stay, so I stepped just for a second on that hot old rotten board, and then the sound I heard beneath me I'll hear forevermore. Then time seemed to stop there as I missed the safety line. I was hanging over nothing, watching Jake's hand reach for mine. Seemed I hung for minutes just looking all around. I was wondering what it'd feel like when it came to hit the ground. Then as I was moving slow, I saw the strangest thing. Jake, he leaned like a diver, kicked his feet and took a swing. Oh, I knew he couldn't reach me, he was 20 feet away. So I closed my eyes, took a breath and set my mind to pray. Then I felt something hit me and I heard one rib crack. Next my mind hit a rafter as the whole world went black. It was an Oklahoma Indian who could work the high steel. Old Johnny Walker always made a better deal. When I opened my eyes and I turned to look around, between Jake's legs I dangled 100 feet from the ground. He said, Buck, this iron rod's slipping, I can't hold us here for long. You gotta grab that knot rope I've been a climbing on. when I tried to reach it, it's just too far away. So I just looked at Jake, and he nodded okay. Then he let go with his left hand, and he swung with all his might. Grabbed that rope, pulled it back, and I hung on tight. He led us down that 100 feet, hand over hand. Then he got me some water, he was up the rope again. Watched him work all afternoon in that hot San Joaquin sun. When the boss pulled up at 5 o'clock, that tower was done. Boss paid me our money while Jake picked up the tools. Then he said, "Look, Mr. Barrett, I ain't no fool. You're welcome back here any time to do high work on my place. But I smell whiskey on that Indian. You know, that just ain't safe." He was an Oklahoma Indian who could work the high steel. But old Johnny Walker always made a better deal. Buck watched Jake for 20 years lose everything he loved. But it was always that day in Delano he'd take time to tell you of. When time comes you need something done quick and right, Jake's awful good to have around, drunk or sober, day or night. Granddad's last words I remember to this day. I was 10 years old, Jake was drunk, gone away. "Son, I think a good life someday you will make. But for me, will you take some time to take care of Jake?" He was an Oklahoma Indian who could work the high steel. But old Johnny Walker always made a better deal. For all the Oklahoma Indians.